Good evening, YouTube. I wanted to do kind of a sort of like a public service announcement, I guess, safety announcement, sort of. Kind of on the coattails of the post that was absolutely horrible to hear from Dale Live and Good, which I am very sorry to hear about, Dale. But kind of along the lines in the safety issues, I guess it was 2 years ago, this past August 28th. So August 28th, 2012, started out as a great day. I driving to the city, New York City, to do a service call and make it to the call on time, thank God, because traffic sucks. And changed a couple of bearings on a 12-ton blower. No big deal. It was 60 degrees with like no humidity. So it was beautiful driving around the city. And my next call happened to be in Brooklyn. So, you know, how great to spend some time in traffic in beautiful weather in the city, driving over to Brooklyn. So I made it to the next call, and it was at a CVS pharmacy, and I was working on an ice cream freezer. One of the little refrigerated boxes, freezer boxes. And I was there to swap out a thermistor, the evaporator coil temperature sensor. So no big deal. Didn't think it was that big of a deal. If any of you have ever worked in a CVS on any of those refrigerated boxes, you know they suck because they give you about this much room behind the unit. So nothing to really play with back there. You can't pull the machine out because it's too damn heavy. So you can't get to the plug that's actually plugging the damn thing in. So basically you have to go down in the basements or utility room areas and try to find a breaker, which is never labeled, and you can't just start switching crap off because you don't want to take out their computers and everything else. So me not thinking, just changing a sensor wire, no big deal. I clipped the end off, tied my new wires to it to pull the sensor leads through the machine and down the back of it so I could hook it up to the new control on the bottom. And the knockout in the back of the unit was probably about that big. But it was all gobbed up with silicone, so I couldn't actually get the wires to pull through the back of the machine. I could feel them. They were right there, and I couldn't peel the silicone back with my fingers because it kept slipping out. So I did what any non-thinking, stupid, laxed person would do, and grabbed my Leatherman pliers. And they were new, so they had a nice edge on the plier section. And I was sweating profusely on top of this box. And I had one hand on the top of the machine, and my pliers happened to go through the silicone and catch the live lead going to the evaporator motor. And at that point, I could not let go. It was only 110 volts, but I was just dead grounded, and I got stuck. And I just remembered my vision and everything disappearing. Hearing buzzing in my head beyond belief, and thinking, oh my God, this is it. And one of the employees happened to, I guess, see or hear what was going on and jumped up on my ladder and grabbed my belt and pulled me off and, you know, broke me free. Thank God. I was probably knocked out on the top of the machine for about 5 minutes before I came to. And with that, a few phone calls had gone out to 911. Somebody thought that the store was being robbed because of the commotion. So they called the cops. They called an ambulance because they realized I had gotten hurt. So I had gotten down off the top of the machine, thankfully, on my own, and was greeted by New York's finest, getting ready to smack a pair of handcuffs on me, thinking that I, you know, tried to rob the store and was subdued, to then get FDNY to come in after them in an ambulance and, you know, pull me out and bring me to the hospital. At that point, I had to try to contact my wife and let her know what was going on, because I was going to a hospital in Brooklyn. We don't live in Brooklyn. So I got in touch with her through text because my phone calls were not going through, which I did not want to do. However, that was the only way I could get her. Got admitted to Lutheran Hospital in Brooklyn and spent 4 days there with them pumping me full of IV fluids, trying to flush out whatever proteins. I was lucky. It was probably another 9 months of feeling pain, as if, you know, the muscles in my arm were just going to, you know, collapse. I mean, it just kind of the worst burn you've ever felt as far as, you know, working out. It was that all the time times 10. So I just wanted to share a little story with you guys. I mean, that stuff from Dale kind of hit me. I wanted to do this a little earlier, and, you know, just, it's still a really nasty thought in my head. So yeah, you know, my wife was sitting next to me when I was watching Dale's thing, and, you know, she heard it and she started crying. So anyway, all right, so I will catch you on the next one. And like this, comment. I'd like to hear your guys' stories if you have any. Share it, hoping that other people get to see it and hear it, and, you know, maybe get somebody to think. And I will catch you guys in the next one.